Glee Club in need of new members.
What's happening to the three-sport athletes? We have the story.
Avid 11 students showing 8th graders around our campus. All this and more on All New TigerCast News, February 5th, 2016.
From Eye of the Tiger, this is TigerCast News. Broadcasting from Studio 403 in Roseville High School.
Good morning and welcome to an all-new TigerCast News. I'm Billy Menard.
And I'm Corey Karstens.
The library could be seeing some changes in the near future. We go to Seth Long with more.
After years of having the same setup, the library is looking to make some changes to benefit the students.
So we are going to take what is really a spread out library and we're going to make more like areas. But I'm hoping that way students will have specific places where they can go, have study group places where it doesn't have to be as quiet, and have places in fiction where they can browse.
Students are also excited for these changes and feel like they will be benefited.
I feel that right now it's a pretty good setup, but then again, the library doesn't get a whole lot of traffic. So maybe remodeling it will help, grab people's attentions, because next year we're having an incoming freshman. And when I was a freshman, the very first place I went to was the library.
We will keep you updated on future changes that the library will make.
The Glee Club on campus is in need of members. As the Glee Club tries to grow, the club has plans to bring back the choir program to RHS.
In order for us to have a choir as a class, we need at least 30 people or more. If we have that much, we can have a choir class and a Glee Club, which will make it more of a singing program, so there's more singing, for more people to have fun.
If you enjoy singing and are interested in joining the Glee Club, be sure to talk to Mr. Smith in Portable 26 or stop by the band room after school for practices on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
On Monday, the Avid 11 class hosted Avid 8 classes from Buljan. We go to Alonzo for the story.
Last Monday, 8th grade Avid students from Buljan Middle School came to Roseville High School to get info and advice from juniors who are currently taking Avid 11.
I think the 8th graders appreciate getting the student perspective on what high school's like. They hear a lot of information from counselors and teachers, but if a student can reach out and explain how it's what it's like to be a real high school student, not what the movie version is, the 8th graders get a more realistic idea of what to expect.
According to Johnny Johnson, Avid Shadow benefited the Avid 8 students as well as the Avid 11 students.
Helping them benefits me by giving me better, communication skills, and helps me get a better look at maybe what I want to do when I get out of high school.
The Avid 8 students also learned how to make high school easier for them.
So right now they're just telling us what classes to take, what would be helpful, and they're just telling us to plan ahead and be organized so it's easier in the future.
8th graders will be selecting the rest of their classes next week.
We now go over to Josh Carson with sports.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of TCSN. I'm Josh Carson. A decline in three-sport athletes. Jason Russell has the story.
Thanks, Josh. Over the years, the number of four-year three-sport athletes has been steadily declining. As a former four-year three-sport athlete here at Roseville High School, Hank DeMello gave insight as to why he thinks the number has been going down.
There's a lot more stuff going on now. There's video games. There's, they have 507 stations versus the 7 when I was growing up. We were always doing something. When it was baseball season, we're playing baseball in the park with the bikes as home run fences. Playing football at Garbolino Park and using the trees as first down markers. Basketball at night at Kirby School with the lights turned on. But we were always doing something during that season.
The biggest difference between when DeMello played and now is that sports programs today require their athletes to not only be committed during the season, but also year-round.
It's real interesting because I think each sport is drawing the kids to start a lot earlier and make it a year-round program, and that's for every sport. When we were playing, we had year-round programs, but it was mainly in the summer. See, when I played, I know when we were in the playoffs, we got coaches' approval from both, and I was still able to play baseball and basketball at the same time. I remember we had a game at Folsom High School in baseball in the afternoon, and then got the ride home from Mom, got changed, drove out to the UC Davis Rec Center, and we had a semifinal NorCal championship game that night.
Nick Tucker was a former three-sport athlete who previously played football, basketball, and baseball. His biggest reason for not continuing to play the three sports was the massive time constraint.
Kind of the same reason, just it's a big time commitment, obviously, and freshmen and JV are a little easier to keep track of. It's easier to balance your schedule and everything. Classes aren't as hard, and 3 varsity sports is a big deal. That's why everyone doesn't do it. So I mean, it's a big commitment, big time commitment.
Being a three-sport athlete does have its difficulties, but current three-sport athletes Isabel Batista and Zach Mancha have shown that it is still possible to be successful playing 3 sports.
It hasn't been as bad as I thought. People made it out to seem like it would be no social life, you'd have to do school and sports and stuff, but it's not as bad as I think, and coaches help, giving you time to do homework and stuff if you need it, so yeah, it's not as bad.
It's very rewarding. I think it's hard to be a three-sport athlete because you have to be fully committed. And I know it's kind of hard to be fully committed to grades and be fully committed to sports, but having that balance, I guess that's what's really rare about it.
We'll see how the future of three-sport athletes pans out. Now over to Austin Collins with entertainment.
Thanks, Josh. The Boy was released on January 22nd. The film stars Lauren Cohen as a nanny who takes a job caring for an 8-year-old boy in an English town. She then discovers that the child is a life-size doll, a doll that they treat as if it was a human, which helps the couple who hired her cope with the death of their own son 20 years prior. When she fails to obey the rules left for her regarding the doll, strange and disturbing events occur, leading her to believe that the doll is alive. In theory, this movie should have been a suspenseful, psychological fright fest. However, the poor execution makes it more laugh-worthy than scream-worthy. That's not to say there weren't a few pretty good jump scares, but the overall creep factor of the film was significantly damaged by the distractingly bizarre storyline. And it was just not an enjoyable experience, but it was unsettling for all the wrong reasons. This is why I'm giving The Boy 1 out of 5 stars. The People vs. O.J. Simpson premiered this Tuesday on FX. The miniseries tells the story of the O.J. Simpson case after the murder of his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson. The show stars Cuba Gooding Jr. as the Juice, giving an incredibly believable performance as the football star turned murder suspect. John Travolta plays one of Simpson's attorneys, Robert Shapiro. David Schwimmer plays Robert Kardashian, ex-husband to Kris Jenner. They were on a break! All jokes aside, the acting is all around superb, creating a tense and believable retelling of the infamous murder trial. This is why I'm giving The People vs. O.J. Simpson 5 out of 5 stars. We now go back to Corey with more news.
Thanks, Austin. The Piano Lab is now offered as a class for all students at RHS. The Piano Lab is available to all students of all levels and has come as a welcome expansion to the music offerings.
I think if you're interested in a music class that's not performance-oriented like band or a choir would be, piano is terrific. If you're just looking for a place to continue practicing because you're taking lessons, it's a great place. If you want to learn more about music but you're a real beginner, it's a very good place.
If you are interested in learning how to play or improve your piano skills, sign up for next year's class.
RHS is putting on a production for the Linnea Festival. Jeremy Frisch has the story.
This kind of rundown lot, and from there is kind of this catalyst effect where everyone comes together, and it's got humor in it, it's got drama, it's really this amazing kind of piece of theater and piece of literature all kind of in a 45-minute show.
Seed Folks has been shown before in the J.B. Gale Theater, but this time the show has unique features.
What's really cool is that we did it for our drama showcase in December, and the author Paul Fleischman came in from Santa Cruz and met and talked with us. So it's really kind of amazing. We really know the show now inside and out. We have amazing set walls that we built. One half of it, one side's graffitied, which we spent one Saturday graffitiing the walls. And the other side, Alexia Wade has been painting to look like beautiful flowers and ivy.
The Linnea Festival brings drama programs across Northern California together so they can showcase their talents and attend workshops that build theatrical skills. The cast feels excited to perform and discover one-acts, duo scenes, and monologues at the festival.
I love the Linnea Festival. It's really cool to go and be able to see all the other schools' works and all of their performances and some of the other student writtens, and to be able to perform monologues in front of other people so that you can get judged for them too.
We're making something that is great. I mean, I think we've got some great actors on here, and I'm just proud of everything we're doing. The festival is really interesting. Like, this is like the first time I've done something like this. It is a competition, but that's not what we're focusing on. But just the whole festival in general, how we're just going to be with other schools who are putting on performances. It should just be really interesting, and I'm really excited for this.
Seed Folks will be performed tomorrow at the Harris Center of Arts in the Black Box Theater at 7:15 p.m. A daily pass is available for $12.50. Seed Folks will also be performed at the Patty Baker Theater on February 19th, 7 p.m. Tickets are $5.
A quick reminder for all freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. Your schedules for next school year need to be input on HomeLink before February 8th, and your course selection sheet needs to be returned in by February 9th to your second period teacher.
That's it for us today on TigerCast News.
And remember, we're always on at eyeofthetigernews.com. See you next time.